Carlos, how you doing? A couple of things I want to show off. Michael Clark sent me these wacky packages. We used to call them wacky packs when I was a kid. Stickers, you would get them with I guess gum probably. Yeah, tops. They were like trading cards, but they would take packages, and then they would make them funny. And these two little ones are actual vintage ones from the 1980s. You've got your cram, chock full of nuts and bolts. I don't know if they still make them or not. He said these are recent ones, Cannibal's Soup and Witchbone. Thank you so much, Michael. Those really brought back a lot of memories. Also got this cool card from Ariane, and I don't know if that's a homemade card or not. It's really cool. She also sent me this package of coffee from Brazil. She sent this to me to try out in my new homemade coffee maker. Also wanted to let all of you know who are supporting the show over on Patreon that I've added a new reward at the $5 level, and that is the music from Woodworking for Mere Mortals, per Almered, who writes all of the music for the show. I just love what he did. So we packaged up those songs and put them in one file that you can download, and Wyatt made up the album cover. You can listen to Princess Meow Meow's theme anytime now and just get that song stuck in your head all day long. A couple of things I wanted to point out about yesterday's project, the 7 different ornaments. First of all, this one. These are probably the most popular, trendiest ornaments you can make right now. If you look on Pinterest, just do a search for wooden Christmas ornament, and like 90% of them are gonna be just like this. I don't know exactly what the appeal is with them, but I guess you can decorate them in any number of ways. This is money in the bank right there. You can slice these things up and you could sell these for $10 a piece. I'm not joking. The scroll sawn ornament, this is the 3rd or 4th one I've made. I may have just made one video of these scroll sawn ornaments. I'll post a link to it if you want to see the first video I made of one of these. A few people questioned why it was 2015 and 2016, and I never had that question before. It seems to be mostly a European tradition would be to make the ornament for next year, the 2016 ornament, whereas I've always seen 2015, the current year is what you hang on your tree. It's like you commemorate this year. It's a way of saying goodbye to the year or something. And then next year you pull it out and you can look at it and say, oh, I remember 2015 so well. It was just like a year ago. Also, I've been getting a lot of questions about this. This is Weld Bond glue. And people have been asking me why I'm using this, what the deal is with that. And I use it for adhering painted pieces together where wood glue doesn't really stick well. A viewer sent me this, or actually he brought by an entire box of Weld Bond a while back. I think it's amazing stuff. Wood glue won't hold together painted pieces very well, but this seems to do the trick. For small things, I really like it because it dries clear, so it's not really messy, and it adheres pretty quickly. You can actually just hold the pieces together and then just let go and just let them bond. I know everybody's talking about Star Wars right now, but did you hear that there's going to be a new Star Trek TV series starting in 2017? They just announced it. It's going to be like the flagship show for the CBS streaming service that I guess they're going to launch. That's good. It seems like it's been overdue for a new Star Trek series. Have any of you been watching The Grinder? It's a new TV series. This one with Rob Lowe and Fred Savage. It's the funniest show on TV right now. I'm so glad that it got renewed for another season. Rob Lowe plays an actor who was a character in a TV show called The Grinder, in which he was a lawyer. And the show is ended, and now he's living with his brother, who is a real lawyer, and he's trying to help him in the law practice. I'm really looking forward to seeing the final Hunger Games movie, but we'll see it next week because I'm sure Wyatt will want to see it with us. So last night we saw The 33, and that's the story about those Chilean miners who were trapped in that mine, 33 of them for, I don't know, months. Remember that was a few years ago. It was a good movie, but it wasn't as riveting as I was expecting it to be, especially considering the actual story, which was very exciting and riveting. It did have Don Francisco in it. Don Francisco is from Sábado Gigante. I don't know if any of you have ever seen that show. It's a Spanish language show. It's a variety show. Tons of fun. Even if you don't understand Spanish, you can watch that show and just have a blast. It was also kind of one of the odd things about that movie is that it was all in English. And I know it's an American audience and everything, but it seemed odd that they would be speaking English with Chilean accents. And yet, like, Don Francisco spoke Spanish. And It just seemed kind of odd. I kind of wish it would have all been in Spanish with subtitles. But that's just kind of a minor complaint. A minor complaint. Hey, guess what? I got 2 new toilets and they were free. This is a thing that Marin County is doing. If you have older toilets pre-1995 or something, they take up a lot more water when you flush them. So they're giving you, in exchange for those, they're giving you these new toilets that are low flush. They're like a gallon a flush or something like that, you know, because of the drought here, and I guess to save water. So that was kind of cool. Of course, getting new toilets doesn't just end with that. That means that it's going to be the start of a bathroom remodel in our guest bathroom. We already got some tile that we're going to lay down on the floor and peel up the old stuff. So it's funny how one thing always leads to bigger projects around the house. On the plus side, I think it's also going to lead to some new woodworking projects next year. I plan on making some cabinets for in that bathroom. Right now we have one of these wall-to-wall mirrors in there, which is just dumb. You can't put anything on the wall, and who needs a mirror that big? I don't want to see myself all that big. If you own a house, the projects are just endless. And actually the problems are just endless too. I got a real quick and easy project coming up for next Friday. Next Friday is Black Friday. So if you're not shopping till you drop on Friday, you could actually go out to your own shop and make a project. I'm looking forward to eating lots and lots of food, regretting eating all of it, and sitting around watching a lot of football. Thanks everybody. I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, at least those of you in the US. The rest of you just have a great Thursday, and I'll see you next week.